Red Dead Redemption 2 is one of the best video games of all time, and Arthur Morgan is one of the best fictional characters of all time. Let me explain why. This story, set in 1899, chronicles the fall of the Vanderlyn Gang, a ragtag group of outlaws that's been on the run for decades. Their idealist leader, Dutch, strives for a wild and free world, away from the rules, order, and apparent oppression of the new age. Initially, he's quite ethical, a Robin Hood of sorts. But as the group endures loss after loss, and as the walls close in around them, they put immense pressure on Dutch and begin to lose faith in him. Eventually, it becomes too much to bear, and he loses his grip on his morals, slowly falling to savagery. Desperate, it seems like he'll do anything, even if it's unethical, just so that his gang can continue to survive. And as he is the leader, he drags the gang down the same path. Though, as explained, this is largely due to the immense pressure he felt, I feel Dutch's decline could also be attributed to Micah's influence over him. Micah Bell is an inherently evil character, with no redeeming qualities whatsoever.
It ain't skinny, Micah, it's Norman.
You always was a letdown, you fat sack of crap!
In secret, he's actually been working against the Vanderlyn Gang, trying to bring them down to save his own skin. He's the biggest reason for their fall. Eventually, you see it escalate to such a point where trust dies completely, and everybody's at each other's throats, as they struggle to keep themselves and their conscience alive. But in the middle of it all, you have Arthur. Towards the start of the game, Arthur is completely morally neutral. He blindly follows Dutch and does his bidding, assuming that he'll always know what's best. And he's also not very aware of the ethics of his actions. During one particular sequence from early game, Arthur does work for a loan shark collecting debts. One such debt happened to be acquired by a very sick person named Thomas Downs. Even despite the fact that he was very ill and didn't have any money, Arthur still continued to beat him to a bloody pulp. Though the ramifications of this action weren't yet clear to Arthur at the time, they soon would be. You see, Downs had tuberculosis. Not only did Arthur's beating speed it along and result in Thomas's untimely death, but it also caused Arthur to contract the illness for himself. He's told he'll be dead soon. And if the player acquires high honor, a system used in the game to measure Arthur's morality, this seems to serve as a wake-up call for him. He finally sees the price he has to pay for his misdeeds and becomes morally aware. But perhaps a slow change within him can be observed even before this moment.
I ain't so kind.
Yes, you are, sir. You have it in you, I can tell.
I'm a nasty bit of work, Father.
You're wrong on 2 counts, sir. I'm a humble brother, a penitent monk, not a priest, and you're a magnificent bit of work. You may have made some poor choices, but which of us hasn't?
You have no idea.
But you do. And God does, and that's enough for me and for him.
Sister, I got your cross.
You didn't.
Oh, I did.
Oh, I hope the boy...
He's fine, physically. Mentally, he's a piece of work, but who am I to say?
Brother Dorkins was right about you. You are the most wonderful man.
Brother Dorkins is greatly deceived, I'm afraid, but I'm happy to help a little.
Thank you.
You can see how the warmth of others and their faith in Arthur helps slowly open his eyes to the goodness of the world, which inspires him to become his best self. Arthur vows to spend the rest of his life atoning for his wrongdoings, so that he can die with dignity and honor. It's because of him that John Marston, his wife Abigail, and his son Jack are able to survive. And ultimately, playing with high honor, Arthur gets what he wants, dying as a hero. With that in mind, I hope you enjoyed the video. I highly recommend you play the game for yourself, and I'll see you in the next one.